What's up guys, it's your boy Zaxx here, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today I'm going to be predicting the final results of the Premier League season. As I'm recording this, it is the morning of the 9th of August 2016, so I didn't really have to say that, did I? So if there's any more transfers later, I didn't know at this point, so that might change my prediction, but I won't make another video because one is enough. So I'm going to go from 20th to 1st, one by one, tell you who I believe is going to end up in that position and why they will end up in that position. So to start it off, the first relegated team I have is West Brom. They just haven't changed their squad. They haven't added anyone to improve their squad. They've been a bit on the low since a couple of years, but I think they'll be relegated, but I think they'll be back in 2 years time, something like that. Then in 19th we have Sunderland. They really just made it through last year and don't believe they'll get that same luck this year. The only player they have bought that I have seen is Giroud from Chelsea, and I don't believe that he'll be able to carry them to actually stay in the league, so that's why I'm putting them there. Then in 18th, the last relegated team, I have Middlesbrough. I just believe that even though they've done some good business from promoted team, I believe that players like Negredo and Valdez will flop. But Victor Fisher that they bought from Ajax is a really good buy. I'm excited to see him play. He's got back to potential as well. He's been a bit on the low this last year, but before a lot of people were talking about him, so he'll be interesting to see. Then in 17th I've got Watford just making it through. I just don't believe that Dini and Igalo will be able to keep the form that they had last year to keep them in the league, and they even finished like, what did they finish? Can I see? I believe they finished like 13th or something, which was really good for them. But I just don't believe that they'll be able to keep it up, although I do think that they are some really good players. Yeah, they finished in 13th. I do believe that they are really good players. I just don't believe that they'll be able to carry the team once again. Then in 16th I've got newly promoted Burnley. I'm banking on the fact that Andre Gray will help them massively, that he'll have a great season, and that he'll basically carry them. I haven't seen too much of him to be honest, but I know that he's been really good for them. Then in 16th I've got Swansea, mainly because they lost Andre Ayew. I believe he was the main man on that team, and just after him is Ashley Williams, but Swansea aren't the type of team that are going to be able to keep clean sheets, so they need to score a lot, and Ayew was creating a lot of their scoring opportunities for Buffeton Bigomis. So I believe that that's a major fuck up for them, even though they got 20 million for him, which is a really good price. But yeah, last year they had a -10 goal difference, and without Ayew that could go to -20 to be honest, so that's why I've put Swansea in 15th. Then in 14th, I don't really know why, I just went with instinct on this one. I chose Hull, and there's that man for me. I believe it's Abel Hernandez, the striker. I believe it's pretty rapid and good. I'm excited to see how he does in the league. Then in 13th, 2 places lower than what they finished with last year, is Everton. They've just lost Stones officially this morning. Man City have paid 50 million for him, which I believe is a bit too much, but when you see that Pogba's been 100 mil, Martial was around the same price, but Martial has proved to be worth it basically. We'll have to see, but I believe it's a bit too much. So they've lost Stones, they're changing manager, and last year, at the end of the season, they were horrible, and Lukaku was on really bad form at the end of the season and at the Euro, so I believe it'll take some time before he actually gets back to being like a world-class striker. I'm not saying he's one of the best in the world, but he can be like one of the best strikers in the league at least, but he wasn't at the end of the year or even at the Euros. So that's why I've put Everton in 13th. Then 12th, I've got Bournemouth. Even though they've lost Matt Ritchie, they've brought in Jordan Ibe, who I believe is really good. He's got some potential on him. Then they've brought in Lewis Cook from Leeds that could help their midfield really well, strengthen that up. Young player, but with a lot of stamina, I believe. And then they've got Eddie Howe. His style of play and how he's making the team play, I actually really like watching them. If you can choose one team to watch from like the Brom 10 of the Barclays Premier League, I'd advise you to pick Bournemouth because they're really fun to watch. They play some really attacking football and it's really exciting. Then in 11th, I've got Southampton. Although they finished 6th last year, but it's because they've lost Ronald Koeman, they've lost Pella, even though he's not that good. But they've lost Mane, Wanyama as well. I was happy to see that they brought in Pierre-Emile Højbjerg from Bayern Munich. He's an academy player for them. I believe he's like a deep midfielding playmaker. And I know that he has some potential on him. Coming through in the same academy that Mats Hummels came through in, so it'll be really interesting to see how he does in the league as well. Then in 10th, I've got Crystal Palace. I think they're going to be the dark horse this year. I've put them in 10th, but they could be like 7th in my opinion. They have Zaha, Cabaye, they've just signed Mandanda for what I think is a bargain. In my opinion, he could be one of the best goalkeepers in the league this year, stats wise. Like Hirolo Gomez was really good for Watford. I believe Mandanda's going to be up there. Maybe not too many clean sheets because of the defence he's going to have around him, but a lot of saves. But speaking of the defence, they've got Scott Dan, who scores a lot for a defender. Then they've got Cabaye orchestrating the midfield, Zaha creating on the wing. And did they sign a striker? I'm not too sure. I'm going to quickly have a look. I haven't seen a new striker. I believe they're going to start Connor Wickham or Fraser Campbell, which is not too bad. They sold Dwight Gale to Newcastle, I think. But yeah, I think they're a really solid team with Zaha and Balassi on the wings. I believe Zaha is the better player between them two. And he has a lot of potential. I'm sad that he's not at Man United anymore, but he wasn't going to play, to be honest, so it's better for him. Then in 9th place, this might come as a shocker for some people and it might be logic for others. I've put Leicester City because they've lost Kante, and as of now it's not done, but Mahrez was spotted at the Chelsea hotel, so I believe he wasn't just paying a visit to N'Golo Kante. And with just Vardy and Drinkwater, Morgan, Fox and Schmeichel, I don't believe that they'll be that good. In the trio of Vardy, Mahrez and N'Golo Kante, I always said that the most important was Mahrez, then it was Kante, then it was Vardy, because if you saw last year, they would even play good with Ulloa or Okazaki, and even when Vardy wasn't playing. But I believe that's why biggest parts of that trio and that winning team were Mahrez and Kante and not Vardy. Even though he's a really good striker, I believe that if Mahrez leaves, they're a bit fucked. So I've put them in 9th. Then in 8th, just above them, we have got Stoke. They haven't signed anyone spectacular. I haven't seen anyone at least. But they have kept Arnautovic, Shaqiri and Butland. Butland, a really good keeper, especially for his age. I wanted him to start at the Euros, but he got injured just before. I'm not too sure actually. But he got injured before it, so that was pretty sad for him. Then in 7th, although they have Jurgen Klopp, I said that I've put Liverpool. They've signed Karius and Mane. Karius, not a lot of people know him, but he was in the Bundesliga. I believe who was he playing for? Was it Mainz or Mönchengladbach? I'm not too sure. But he's still young, and I think he's better than Mignolet. So we'll have to see how he does, but it's pretty good. And as you know, Jurgen Klopp always puts full faith into his players, and that helps them progress and develop really, really well. Then they've signed Sadio Mane, who I believe is an excellent signing for them, a very direct attacking player that can help out. But I can see them having a good cup run in one of the two national cups, the FA Cup or the Carling Cup. They're not in Europe, or are they? Wait, 2 seconds. No, they're not in Europe, so no European run for them. I think that they could have done one, but they haven't. Then in 6th, I've put Spurs. That might come as a surprise for some of you as well, but they haven't really added anyone important. They've added that Janssen guy, but I don't think they needed them. Can Kane keep it up? I think so, because after his first really good season, I was really skeptical of Harry Kane, and I was like, nah, he's gonna be shit next year, which was last year now. But he proved me wrong and ended up like the best goal scorer or second best, something like that. So he's really good, although he had a really shitty Euro. But I think he's going to pick it back up for Tottenham. Then they've signed Wanyama, who I believe could get into the first team, especially as Dembele is suspended for the first couple of games of the season. It's a good signing for them. So that's why I've put them in 6th, just in the European spots. Then in 5th, I've got West Ham finishing 2 places above what they finished last year. They've signed Feghouli, who I believe is a great transfer, especially that wasn't he free? I think he was a free transfer. They've kept Payet. They might sign Baka, who would be a great signing as well. And the spirit that Bilic brings to the team is similar to Jurgen Klopp's, but the chemistry in the team will be better. I believe that with the run and the season that they had last year, they'll build up on that, as Liverpool only started building it at the end of the season. So I think Liverpool are going to be a good team, but in the 2017-18 season, not the 2016-17 season. Then we're now entering the top 4. I've put Arsenal at 4th. Because they haven't signed a world-class striker yet. Giroud's not cutting it, in my opinion. He's the big downfall to their team. But they've kept like everyone. Ozil is still one of the greatest playmakers in the world. Sanchez, really good winger. But they need a centre-back. I've actually forgot about that. If they don't sign a centre-back, they could actually slide out the top 4. But I can just see them being typical Arsenal and just making it to 4th. Then in 3rd place, I've got Man City, because although they've signed Stones, Gundogan, Nolito as well, I believe that Guardiola will have to take some time to actually put his system in place. So I can see them starting well, dipping in form, and then having a good end to the season and finishing 3rd. Then in 2nd place, I've got Manchester United. As you know, I am a Manchester United fan. I'm buzzing because we've officially announced that Paul Pogba is coming back. We've got Zlatan, we've got Mkhitaryan, although I don't really like him too much. And Bailly, I watched him a lot during the Community Shield. He was excellent, man of the match, very well deserved. So I'm excited to see him play with Smalling. I nearly called him Smaldini. Then we have Shaw. Right back is a bit of an iffy position. We've got Valencia, although he's more of a right mid. De Gea, best goalkeeper in the league in my opinion, no doubt about that. Closest is Lloris, not even Courtois anymore. Then the midfield with Pogba could be really good, but we have to sell some people like Fellaini, of course. He's just a fucking tree. Then we've got Rooney. Let's see how he does. I think he's going to keep going down. I think he should retire. well, he's not too bad. Then Martial, my second favourite player now, just behind Ronaldo. I hope that he'll be starting in the team. I think he will, but as a left wing, I would prefer to see him as a striker, but we have better strikers than wingers, so it makes sense to put him on the left wing. Then what have I missed? Rashford, let's see how he does in his second season. And Zlatan, I like seeing the guy at Manchester, but I'm a bit skeptical on how he will do. And in first place, you probably know by now, but I've got Chelsea, which might be a bold prediction as they finished 10th last year, but they've signed Kante, and having Kante is like having two midfielders instead of one. Matic is still a world-class player. Fabregas is a world-class playmaker. They've signed Batshuayi, who could be really good for them. The Costa situation is really not clear right now, but let's see how they do. Then if they do manage to sign Mahrez, which is pretty sure by now, the trio, Willian, Mahrez and Hazard, is going to be lethal up front. Then they've got Azpilicueta, the best left back in my opinion. And overall they've got, I do believe that they've got the best squad, because you could say Manchester United, but we have a lot of dead players like Memphis, who's useless. And Zuma, I forgot about Zuma. He's going to be a key part of this campaign. See how he does. But that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to have a table showing up right now, showing you guys what the final predictions are. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below, comment feedback so I can make these videos better for you guys. Subscribe for more football content, videos like this, like just let's talk football basically. So tell me also in the comments if you want to see more of this. This was your boy Zaxx, and I'll see you next time. Peace.